Thoughts on the ball game? It wasn't pretty at all in some senses, but it's a W. It's a road W, and you'll take those any way you can get.
Yeah. Arkansas Little Rock, they really play tough. I was just glancing over the stats. I can't remember a game where we had been out rebounded, outscored in the paint, and still come away with a victory. And we made enough tough plays defensively. We really got them out of a rhythm. We did some different things, and we just made some timely plays. And I'm pretty proud of our team.
You talk about Kalen. I know the difference between having him on the floor and not having him on the floor in the first half. Just from a steadying presence, it seemed the offense seemed to have a little bit more fluidity in the second half.
Yeah,
it seemed to be a little bit more of a dynamic presence there. I know he hits a big three along with McCallum there, to answering run after they get up 7. Just his presence out there and his role tonight, especially in the second half. If not in the scoring column, just as a piece of the offense.
Well, that's what your seniors do for you. They calm you down. They kind of get you through some of those tough spots. And his ability to manage a team on the court really helps in road environments like this. The momentum's clearly on with the other team, but he's able to rally the troops in some of those timeouts, or some of those huddles, on the court where I can't be in them, and he gets them in the right places. So that's what seniors do, and he really stepped up big for us.
Obviously, if you mentioned the stat line, 12-24 from behind the three-point line. If anything, that's probably what did it for you tonight. Were you happy with the shot selection? Were you guys looking for that? Or was that just a matter of that's what was there, they packed it in, they seemed to do a good job contesting on the lane, so you just almost were in a position where you had to take those?
Well, we didn't get enough paint touches, and that's why they outscored us in the paint, but then we got some timely ones, and that was the difference in the game. But we did have some looks. The only thing I was a little worried about was the quickness of some of the shots. I really felt that if we're going to take that three, we could wait a little bit and grind it out a little bit more, but those were the shots that presented themselves to us. They did a real nice job of really pinching in on some of our post entries and discouraged us a little bit. So we've got to make sure that we're not too discouraged, because I thought we could have had a few more paint touches.
You mentioned some timely ones. It seemed like too, a little screen for the ball, a little bit dribble side there, and to get a little backdoor feed. Was that the biggest difference there? Do you think getting a little bit of the screen action there and getting a little bit of that movement away, at least to force the hard hedge out there?
Yeah, just trying to get the rhythm and seeing how they were starting to play us, and trying to get some more rolls in there rather than pick and pops, and trying to get some interior passing, and we got some of those. And then we got some help, and then some help allowed the guy to bounce out for an open shot, and we do a lot better making those.
And defensively tonight too, I think they're DeAndre Williams, their senior point guard, said he felt there were times tonight where there's not a kill instinct for a group, especially a young team, and he felt tonight that there were some instances where they could have put you guys in a bad position. They just didn't finish. You guys obviously do. Just as you watch that, because you almost sense in a way that there were some opportunities where they let up a little bit, not intentionally, but just sort of as you watch a young basketball team, do you feel there were some moments where they let the momentum get away a little bit?
Well, I'm not sure if I saw that in them. I saw a team that really battled, and they took some shots, and they were confident to take some of them, and they made some of them. Now, we can always go back and second guess the ones we both missed. But I think the key for both of our teams is to have kids with confidence. And if a kid's going to take a shot, as coaches we say, then you make that shot. But I thought for both teams that we showed a little impatience. We were a little impatient at times offensively.
Obviously, when you have some suspensions, some injuries, some guys that are bouncing in and out of the lineup, things that kind of change. 5-1 is a result that you'll take to start the year, obviously, at this point. Just thoughts on how you guys have handled the early stretch here. It's a long season, obviously. That's the old cliche and the old saw, but you got to be happy at least coming out of this 5-1.
Well, especially with this one. We were coming off a game at home, travel over to Michigan State right before Thanksgiving, come back, get a Thanksgiving meal, hit the road the next day, come down here and play a team that's been waiting for us since Sunday. And that's not a lot of rest. And you're coming off a tough physical battle at Michigan State, then to come here and play another physical game. I thought it was, for us mentally, I thought it was a big hurdle to get over.